I found my photos on a dark website. The seller's username was my sister's name. I was 22 years old, sharing a 2-bedroom apartment with my older sister Maya. We had always been close. She was the person I called when I was scared, the person who held my hand at our dad's funeral, the person I trusted more than anyone alive. I want you to remember that before I tell you the rest. I was a photography student at the time. I kept thousands of personal photos on my laptop. Some were for class, some were travel shots, some were private. The kind of photos you take when you're young and free and you trust the people around you completely. I only found the website because a classmate mentioned it in passing. Said someone she knew had found stolen content on it. I did not think much of it at first, but something made me look. I typed my full name into the search bar mostly as a joke. It was not a joke. There were 47 photos of me. Some I recognized immediately. Others I had forgotten I had ever taken. Private moments. Personal things I had never shared with anyone. All of them listed under a seller account. I sat completely still for what felt like an hour. Then I looked at the username. Maya Ashford 93. My sister's name. My sister's birth year. I told myself it was a coincidence. I told myself someone must have stolen her name. I needed it to be a coincidence. But when I pulled up her laptop while she was in the shower, the browser history told me everything. She had been selling photos from my laptop for 8 months. 8 months. She knew my password because I had given it to her when she helped me fix a virus the year before. I had never changed it. I had never thought to. When she walked back into the room, I was sitting on the couch with her laptop open on the table between us. She looked at the screen. She looked at me. And she did not say she was sorry. She said she needed the money, that it was not a big deal, that nobody knew it was me. I do not think I have ever felt so completely alone in a room with another person in my entire life. I called my mom that night. She cried. She told Maya she was disgusted. My aunt stopped speaking to her, but none of that undid what had been done. Photos were still out there. My name was still attached to them. The person I had trusted most in the world had looked at something deeply personal and seen a transaction. I moved out within the week. I slept on a friend's couch for a month. I stopped taking photos completely. For someone who had been shooting every single day for 4 years, that silence felt like losing a limb. I had nightmares about strangers scrolling through my face. I started therapy. I cried in my first 3 sessions without saying a single word. The turning point came on a Tuesday morning about 6 weeks later. I was at a coffee shop alone, and an elderly woman sat down next to me and asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. She said I did not look fine, and for some reason I told her everything. This complete stranger listened to every word. Then she said something I have never forgotten. She said, "The people who betray us reveal themselves. They do not reveal us." I drove home and picked up my camera. Over the next year, I rebuilt everything. I changed every password I owned. I worked with a lawyer to have the content removed. It took months, but it happened. I graduated. I got my own apartment. I started a photography blog that now has over 40,000 followers. I shoot every single day again. The camera that once felt like a vulnerability is now the thing that reminds me I survived. Maya reached out 8 months ago. A long message, an apology that was more about her guilt than my pain. I have not responded. My mom says I should forgive her when I am ready. I think I will decide what ready means for myself. The rest of the family has slowly drifted from her, not because I asked them to, just because some things cannot be unseen. I'm doing better now than I have ever done. I have boundaries I would have been too trusting to build before. I have a life that is entirely mine. I do not say that with bitterness. I say it with something that took me a long time to recognize as peace. I'm telling this story today because I got a notification this morning from the legal team that was monitoring the last remaining site. I opened it expecting another update on the removal process. Instead, there was a new message at the top of the thread from an account I did not recognize. 3 words: delivery confirmed. I do not know what that means yet, but I am not the same person who sat frozen on that couch 2 years ago. Whatever comes next, I will face it with my eyes open.